New weekly canon.
Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy Ken, aka the Petite Rodcastle. We've been gone for a minute, now we back for a minute. It's the big preview show, you know what it is. We're about to get into Arsenal versus BATE. Let's get some air horns going. Few shots fired. Drop the tag.
New weekly canon.
Hey.
How convenient is that? Wow. How convenient is fucking that?
All right. Round of applause for everyone involved. Hey, what's up, everybody? As I said in the open, my name is Ken, aka the Petite Rodcastle. You are watching the big preview show. We are previewing Arsenal versus BATE, and this is brought to you by
New weekly canon.
Hit the Drop. All right. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. Let's get right into it. We are talking Europa League, Arsenal versus BATE, and the first thing we are going to pull up are all of the first legs of the round of 32. So, boom, right? For the round of 32, we've got 16 matches. You know, that's how math works. So, let's just kind of check out some highlights of these, right? We've got a Napoli match down here in the bottom right. You'll see that Napoli plays Zurich. They have a 74% chance to win. If you check out this Inter Milan match in the top left, Inter Milan plays Rapid Vienna. They have a 77% chance to win. Chelsea, right here, kind of in the center, in the bottom center, like rightish or whatever. They are playing Malmo. Malmo has a 16% chance to win. Chelsea has a 60% chance to win. If you check out Valencia, where is Valencia? Valencia on here is. Valencia's not on here. Okay, so no, there we go. Bottom left, Valencia's playing Celtic, and that is a 49% chance to win for Valencia. If you look at Sevilla, Sevilla is where the F is Sevilla? Oh, it's in the top center, right there in the center block, in the top second column. Sevilla is playing Lazio, and they have a 38% chance to win. They're almost head to head with Lazio. And as we talked about earlier in the open, we are playing BATE. So let's zoom in on this a little bit. If you look at it, we have a 60% chance to go through this round. BATE has a 18% chance to pull something off, and we have a 22% chance at a draw. So we should win this, even though it is away in Belarus. So yeah, let's actually drill down a little more before we go back and look at our overall odds of doing well in this competition, right? So the first thing we're going to pull up is, let's see, where do we want to start? Let's start with the form of both teams, right? So BATE's last 5 games, right, have all been Europa League games, it looks like. I don't know how the Belarusian league works or whatever, but it looks like their last 5 games dating all the way back to October, according to ESPN, has all been Europa League games, right? So they beat PAOK 3-1 back in December. They beat Vidi, don't know who that is, 2-0 at the end of November. They lost to Chelsea 1-0 at the beginning of November. The end of December, they lost to Chelsea again, 3-1. And then they actually lost to PAOK, the same team they beat in December, in October 4-1. So I feel like they've had some like Belarusian Premier League or whatever they call it in Belarus. I feel like they've had some games in between there because this stretches all the way back to October, and these are only Europa League games. But yeah, it looks like the last 5 on form, according to ESPN, they have 2 wins and 3 losses, right? Okay, so let's hop over to our last form in the our last 5 games, our form in the last 5 games. So if you check out our form in the last 5 games, we beat Huddersfield 2-1, which is a pretty good win. Say what you want to about it. We lost to Manchester City in the Premier League 3-1. We beat who is this? Cardiff. Yeah, we beat Cardiff 2-1 in the Premier League. We lost to United in the FA Cup, and we beat Chelsea 2-0 in the Premier League, and that's going back to the middle of January. So our last 5 games over the past month, we have a record of 3-2, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. I think that was more than 5 games. Win, loss, win, loss, win. There we go. But yeah, we have a record of 3-2. We are 3-1 in the Premier League, and we got knocked out of the FA Cup, right? So that's our form. Let's kick over to a quick head-to-head look. We've only played BATE twice ever, it looks like. Both times we gave them a spank. Most recently, December of 2017, we gave them a spank 6-0 last year in the group stages. The first game we played ever against BATE away at BATE was 4-2 in September. We probably had a lot of the same guys on the squad who made that trip last time, so this won't be foreign to a lot of these guys. So yeah, as we said before, we have a 60% chance to win this game. BATE has an 18% chance to win this game at home and a 22% chance at a draw. Okay, let's kick over to some of the form of the individual players, right? So, in Europa League competition, we have a couple of guys sitting on 2 goals. The 3 that have been highlighted, kind of oddly by ESPN, is Emil Smith-Rowe, who's currently out on loan at Red Bull. Good luck to Emil Smith. Emil Smith-Rowe, who's going to be out at Red Bull. Danny Welbeck is gone for the season, so get well soon, Danny. And Aubameyang, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He is our top scorer. I believe he's still top 5 in the league. He was leading the league charts for a long time. He was ill last week, so he didn't get to play. But yeah, I think we have Joe Willock sitting on 2 goals. We have a couple other people sitting on 2 goals. I think Iwobi might have 2 goals in the Europa League. But yeah, those are our top scorers. And heading over to BATE, we have Nikolai something, can't even read his last name, but he has 3 goals leading BATE. Maxime something, can't read his name. He has 1 goal in 6 matches for BATE. And then Aleski Rios has 1 goal in 5 matches for BATE. So it doesn't look like in Europa League they have anybody who's really lighting it up. This should be a pretty good game for us. When we look at the assist category, in Europa League, we have Alex Iwobi lighting it up with 2 assists in 4 matches. We have Henrik Mkhitaryan lighting it up with 2 assists in 3 matches. And we have Mohamed Al-Nini lighting it up with 1 assist in 5 matches. Conversely, for BATE, we have Igor Stafic, who has 6 assists in all 6 matches. It looks like he's played in more matches in Europa League than anyone else on that squad. And then we have Evgeny. I can't see the rest of his last name. He has 1 assist in 4 matches, right? So this is looking pretty good for us. My prediction here, my predicted lineup, and my prediction here, I think we are actually going to come out with maybe like a 3-4-2-1, or maybe like a 3-4-1-2. I feel like Emery prefers to play three away from home, just for like defensive solidarity, especially considering like some of the defensive problems we have. When we're at full strength, Emery likes to play a back four. But I feel like, on the road in Belarus, like, regardless of the opposition, he's going to go with a back three. I feel like that back three is going to be Monreal on the left, Socrates, if he's fit, in the center, and Koscielny on the right side of that back three. So that back three is going to be Monreal, Socrates, Koscielny. If Socrates isn't fit, I could see a back three of Monreal, Koscielny, and Liechtensteiner. Our four in front of that is obviously going to be Klizniak on the left. We are going to have Torreya in there. Shaka's back in full training, so I'm not sure if we're going to go Shaka Torreya. So, some combination of Shaka Torreya or Shaka Guendouzi. Shaka Guendouzi is what we've been seeing these last couple of games. On the right, I think we're gonna go with Maitland-Niles again, even though Jenkinson might get a look out because it is Europa League. Depending on whether or not Emery decides to put out like a full strength squad or not, I believe because we don't have a game until next Thursday when we play the return leg back at the Emirates, that we have a full week off. So we have a full week off. So I think Emery's actually going to put out a pretty strong lineup. I think the tactic is going to be to try to kill the game off, kill the game off away, and then play a weakened lineup at home because we have next week we have BATE at home, and then we have Southampton at home. So we're back on our Thursday-Sunday rotation with Europa League. So I think we're going to start with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I could see Jenkinson getting a look right here. And our front three, just depending on the fitness of Aubameyang, they said he was ill, so I don't think there were any physical problems. So I think our front three is going to end up being Iwobi, Aubameyang, Lacazette. Maybe Iwobi playing in the hole behind Lacazette and Aubameyang. Maybe Iwobi out left, Aubameyang out right, and Lacazette through the middle. If Lacazette isn't entirely well, I could see us playing kind of what we played at Huddersfield with Iwobi and Mkhitaryan behind Lacazette. So playing like a 3-4-2-1. But yeah, I believe the most important thing we're going to do here is play three at the back. And if we're playing three at the back, that means we're playing a 3-4 and then some combination of like a 3-4-3 or like a 3-4-1-2. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be playing three at the back because that's what Emery likes to play away from home. I don't think Ozil's going to feature in this game. Once again, I feel like Ozil's kind of been banished down to the reserves. So we'll probably see Ozil next week if we take care of business, win this comfortably this leg, which I think we will. My score prediction for this is going to be 4-1. I want to say we're going to keep a clean sheet, but I mean, we are the Arsenal. So, this season we've had a really hard time keeping clean sheets.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But yeah, I think we're going to go 4-1 to the Arsenal. Fingers crossed for a clean sheet 4-0. If we play 4-0, I think we're going to, if we see 4-0, I think we're going to see heavy rotations next week. If they score a goal or two, if it ends up being 4-1, 4-2, I think when we go back to the Emirates, there are not going to be as many rotations. But yeah, my prediction for this game is Arsenal 4, BATE 1. All right. So yeah, let's kick over to finish this up with our chances in the competition as a whole, right? So it looks like Napoli has the most likely chance to win the final. It looks like they are guaranteed almost a 94% chance to make it to the round of 16, 64% chance to make the quarters, 40% chance to make the semis, and a 24% chance to make the final, and 13% chance to win the final. Inter Milan, 96% chance out of the round of 16, 62% chance into the quarters, 37% chance to make the semis, 21% chance to make the finals, 11% chance to win it all. Chelsea, 82% out, 54% to make the quarters, 33%, 20%, 33% to make the semis, 20% to make the final, 10% to win. Valencia, Sevilla, so on and so on. And for us, we actually, this is kind of interesting the way these stats go. We actually have the third highest possibility to make it out of the round of 16. That's really because of our opponent playing BATE. We have one of the easier round of 16 matchups. We have a 50-50 shot to make it out of the quarters, which is the fourth highest. And then it kind of goes down from there. So we have the fifth highest chance to make the semis, and then we have the sixth highest to make the final, and the sixth highest to win the final. So yeah, they don't really rate our squad at this point. Out of the top six that they have ranked so far here in terms of strength performance index, we are clearly sixth. We are the only team outside of the 80% threshold in the SPI. So it looks like the way the odds makers have it, once we get outside of the quarters, it's going to depend heavily on matchups, right? Like sort of the same way last year we made it to the semis, and in the semis we got the toughest draw. We got Atletico in the semis, so that made it really hard for us to make it to the final because we had the toughest draw. If we wouldn't have drawn Atletico in the final, I feel like we would have made it to the final. But yeah, that's the way the odds makers have it set up. I believe we are going to make it pretty deep in this tournament. I think we're going to make it to the semis again this year before it gets kind of iffy. I mean, obviously, we're going to make it out of the round of 16. I think after the round of 16, we're going to make it out of the quarters. I think we're going to get a pretty easy draw out of the quarters. And maybe this is our year to get a pretty easy draw in the semis. I mean, as much as people like to talk about, being able to beat whoever's in front of you and being like the strongest team, in the tournament or whatever. A lot of things are about draws. I mean, if you look at the Champions League this year, once you get past the round of 16, it's going to be a lot of matchups. People who are going to get lesser draws are definitely going to be happy. I believe Man City's really happy now that they got a pretty weak draw. Mainly because, we're coming towards the end of the season, and, you want to be rotating your squad out, and you want to try to deal with this, fixture buildup, as easy as possible. So, yeah, I think once we get to the semis, it's going to be pretty iffy. We are definitely going to make it out of the round of 16. I believe we're going to win these two legs comfortably, but it all starts tomorrow. Let's do the drop one more time.
New weekly canon.
Round of applause for everyone involved. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching our big preview show. You know how we like to do this. You know how we like to end this.
Have a great evening, and don't forget, North London is red.
All right. So take care, everybody. I hope you enjoy the game, and we are out.
Come on, guys. Subscribe. Right now.